Greetings, children. Welcome to the last part of Lost Spring. This is for class 12 CBSE students. The previous sections are dealt in 4 videos. The links are given in the description box. You can check it. Let us start the final section. Savita, a young girl in a drab pink dress. Drab here means very pale pink dress, sits alongside an elderly woman. She sits with an elderly woman and is soldering pieces of glass. Soldering here means welding or joining the pieces of glass into bangles. As her hands move mechanically like the tongs of a machine, her hands are moving like the hands of machine, the tongs of machines, the pincers of a machine. Her hands are mechanically moving. Why the writer says that her hands are mechanically moving? It says that she has started this work very early age, and even now she is very young. Yet she acquires the speed of a machine because of the daily routine that she has started learning it from the very childhood, and now she is a young girl and she is doing the work like a machine. I wonder if she knows the sanctity of the bangles. So this is a young girl, a very young girl. That's why the writer says that she doesn't know the sanctity of the bangles. Whether she knows the sanctity. Sanctity here means the sacredness. The sacredness, or you can say that the holiness of the bangles that she helps makes. Whether she knows it or not. Because she is not that much mature. She is still a young girl. It symbolizes. Then the writer says us that the bangles that this girl and other women make symbolizes an Indian woman suhag. Suhag here means auspiciousness in marriage. It is the success of marriage, the good omen of a wedding. That is the symbolic meaning of these bangles. So the bangles symbolizes auspiciousness of an Indian woman's marriage. It will dawn on her suddenly one day. So this will happen, this will occur to her suddenly one day. Suddenly here implies that in the near future, this little girl is going to become a bride. That is the custom in the community. And this girl is also going to become a girl bride, a young girl bride one day. When her head is draped with a red veil, her hands dyed red with henna, and red bangles rolled on her wrist. And she also going to draped with a red veil. Draped here means dressed or covered with a red veil, a red cloth. She is going to cover her head, her hands dyed with red henna, and her wrist with red bangles. She will become a bride, and she is going to become a bride in the immediate future. She is going to become a victim of a child bride. That is the custom the community follows here. Like the old woman, because it happened with this old woman sitting beside her. Became many years ago, the woman sitting beside this little girl, she also went through these processes. She also became a child bride many years ago. She still has bangles on her wrist, and that bangles you can see still in her wrist. That is a symbol of an Indian woman's auspiciousness in marriage. So after the marriage, these people used to wear this always, but no light in her eyes. Even though the bangles are seen on her wrist, her eyes, they lost its sight. No light in her eyes. Why she lost her eyesight? Because of the work she has done till date. When they do the work, the writer has already told us the bad effect of welding these glasses. It's minute particles that entered their eyes and lost their eyesight very early age. एक वक्त सर भर खाना भी नहीं खाया, she says, in a voice drained of joy. Drained of means without any trace of joy. Her voice, the elder woman's voice, has no trace of joy. She has not enjoyed, she says, she has not enjoyed even one full meal in her entire lifetime. Even though she has been doing this work for her entire life period, she has not enjoyed one full meal. One full meal here means a sumptuous food that she has never eaten in her entire lifetime. That is what she has reaped. This is what she has reaped. Reaped here means gathered out of this work. This is what not only this elderly woman, the entire community, the people of the entire community can reap only this much. Look at the next sentence. Her husband, an old man with a flowing beard, says, I know nothing except bangles. This elderly woman's husband, he is an old man with a flowing beard, a long beard, says that I know nothing except bangles. Other than bangles, he doesn't know anything about this world. This is what the old man says. All I have done is make a house for my family to live in. Then the man says that all that he has learned through his tedious work, a lifetime work, he has made a house for his family to live in. Look at the next paragraph. Hearing him, one wonders if he has achieved what many have failed in their lifetime. Because he proudly says that he has at least built a house for his family. It indirectly says that many others in his community could not achieve even that, a roof over their head. He has a roof over his head. That is the satisfaction the man felt when he says these words. He has a roof over his head. Look at the next paragraph. The cry of not having money to do anything except means other than, carry on the business of making bangles. Carry on means to continue. This cry can be heard in every family having no money. To do anything except means but or other than, carry on the business of making bangles. Not even enough to eat, and they don't have enough money to eat. Rings in every home. Rings means sounds that hears in every home. In every family of Firozabad, we can hear this saying, the cry of not having any money, doing anything else other than the business of bangle making. The young men echo the lament of their elders. Lament here means the cry. The same cry of the old people repeat the young men. Little has moved with time. The natural law of change does not occur in this community. Little has moved. Little has moved means nothing has moved with time. It seems in Firozabad, the people of Firozabad do not experience any change in their life. Their standard of life is still at the state of a primitive life. Years of mind-numbing toil. Mind-numbing toil here means that make your mind sick, that make your mind inactive, that have killed all initiative. And this mind-numbing job that virtually killed all initiative. Initiative means a fresh approach to anything, for any innovative ideas and the ability to dream. They lost their ability to dream due to this mind-numbing toil that killed virtually their minds. They lost their capacity to dream, to do something else other than this mind-numbing toil of bangle making. Look at the next paragraph. Why not organize yourself into a cooperative? I ask a group of young men who have fallen into the vicious circle of middlemen who trapped their fathers and forefathers. Finally, to find out the reason for this entrapment, Anis Jung asked a group of young men, why don't they organize themselves into a cooperative society? Why don't they come to organize themselves? She asks a group of young men. These young men have fallen into the vicious circle, the venomous circle of middlemen. Middlemen here means the broker people who trapped their fathers and forefathers. These middlemen have already trapped the entire community, their forefathers and fathers. They never allow these people to organize themselves into an cooperative society or economy. And all their products they buy for a menial rate, and they sell it for the business people, and they acquire a huge amount as commission, these middlemen. So they never allow these people to organize themselves into a cooperative society, who trapped their fathers and forefathers. Even if we get organized, so these young men complained that even if they get organized, we are the ones who will be hauled up by the police. Hauled up by here means dragged up by or pulled up by the police. Who will be hauled up by the police, dragged up by the police, beaten and dragged to jail for doing something illegal. So these people have to face that threat from the police. They will be dragged up and beaten and put them into jail, like these people have done something illegal, they say. There is no leader among them. So what is the problem with these people is they don't have a leader. Nobody has the leadership quality among them. All of them are the victims of poverty and hunger. Nobody comes out of this vicious circle. No one is there to lead them. No one who could help them see things differently. Nobody is there to help these people to look things in a different way, in an arranged way. Their fathers are as tired as they are. Like these young men, their fathers were also tired. They had also tried their best when they were in these young men's places, but they tired. They talk endlessly in a spiral, like the spiral of bangles they make. They talk endlessly, that moves from poverty to apathy to greed and injustice, like the different colors of the rainbow. With that, they make the bangle, the spiral of bangles. Their talk also, their aspirations, their distresses have also that spiral way there. They always talking about poverty to apathy to greed and injustice. So their hunger can be heard from their words. And apathy. Apathy means lack of interest, indifference, unconcern, and laziness. So this apathy can be seen. The greed and injustice, the greed of the middlemen and the injustice they have to face from this police or bureaucrats, all this can be heard from their words. Like the spiral of bangles, their words are circling with these words: poverty, apathy, greed, injustice. Listening to them, I see two distinct worlds. Distinct means different. Two different worlds. And one of the family caught in a web of poverty. One is the family of these bangle makers. It caught in a web of poverty. Burdened by, web of poverty here means, a web of poverty means extreme poverty exists for a long period. That is a web of poverty. The extreme poverty in which these people are entangled and burdened by the stigma of caste. And along with that, they are burdened by the stigma of caste. Stigma means the shame, the disgrace, the dishonor, the humiliation of their caste in which they born. They born in the menial caste of bangle makers. That stigma is also with them. The stigma of caste in which they are born. The other, a vicious circle. The next one is the vicious circle of the sahukars. Sahukars here means the middlemen. It includes the policemen, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats, and the politicians. These people together create the vicious circle for these bangle makers. The middlemen, the policemen, the keepers of law, the bureaucrats. Bureaucrats means the officials. The officials, people who are capable of doing the right to cooperate these people into a society. And even politicians, they never let these people to organize themselves. Together they have imposed the baggage on the child. So together this vicious circle, the people in the vicious circle, together they have imposed. Imposed means to put on the baggage. Baggage here means the weight, the heavy weight, the burden. The burden on the child that he cannot put down. Once he born in the family, in the caste, he cannot put down that stigma, that baggage, these middlemen that deliberately put on his shoulders. Before he is aware, he accepts it as naturally as his father. So before he becomes aware of these facts, he started accepting it as naturally as his father. What his father has done, he is also tempted to accept the destiny of his life. He simply says that this is the destiny, like the woman told us that it is a God given lineage. Can they break it easily? So, like that, the young generation people also accept it naturally before they become aware of this fact. To do anything else would mean to dare. If you want to do anything else, you should show certain courage. You should show an extraordinary dareness, courage, that leadership quality. And daring is not part of his growing up. And showing courage or dareness is not part of his growing up at any stage of his life. Because he is downtrodden. He is pushed into the vicious circle by the circumstances of his life. So, nowhere in his growing up to raise voice against these challenges. When I sense a flash of it in Mukesh, I am cheered. I am cheered here means I am so happy. I feel happy when I see this in the face of Mukesh. I want to be a motor mechanic, he repeats. Once again, he repeats his purpose in life, aim in life. He wants to be a motor mechanic. He will go to a garage, learn, and he is so confident. And he says that he will definitely go to a garage. Garage here means a workshop. A workshop to learn the motor mechanic. But garage is a long way from his home. When the writer remarks him that there is no garage in Firozabad, then he says that he will go to the garage. How far? He has to walk. He will go and attend a garage. I will walk. He insists. He insists, the author, that he is determined to go there by walk. Do you also dream of flying a plane? The next question that the author asks him, whether he is ready to dream to fly a plane. Does he want to become a pilot? He is suddenly silent. This little boy immediately goes to silence and says, no. He says, staring at the ground. Now his eyes that is stuck on the ground and said, a negation. A negational voice comes from him. In his small murmur there is an embarrassment that has not turned into regret. So in his small murmur, you can see the embarrassment. Embarrassment here means the shame or humiliation. That humiliation feeling we can see in his voice. In his small murmur there is an embarrassment, a little shame, a little humiliation that he feels, that he shows in his murmur, but that has not turned into regret. But there is some chances there. The murmur does not change into a regret. He is content, but at present he is content. He is satisfied. He is satisfied to dream of cars that he sees hurtling down the streets of his town, hurtling down because of many obstacles, because of many gutters, because of many potholes in the Firozabad roads. Now he can see only the hurtling down of a car along the streets of his town. Hurtling down here means racing down with the jolts, the shaking movement because of the condition of the roads with lots of potholes and raw roads. This hurtling down, he can now dream only about the car. At the end of this lesson, the writer says, few aeroplanes fly over Firozabad. It takes time to fly aeroplanes over Firozabad. Look at here. Few aeroplanes fly over Firozabad because Mukesh is practical here and he does not want to become a pilot as it is way beyond his reach. Now, becoming a pilot is far away from his reach. That he realizes because he is a practical boy. He wants to bring a little change other than bangle making. He wants to be a motor mechanic. After fulfilling the first step of change, the next step is in his stock. So for that, he has to fulfill the first step. That is the end of the lesson. For more such CBSE related lessons, subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Don't forget to share this video with your friends. Thank you for watching till the end.